Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back. I am on tonight, and I'm more tired than I expected I was going to be. Tonight started out like most weeknights do. Plenty of good intentions, plenty of desire to do as much as I possibly can. But by the time I got down to where I am right now, I'm pretty tired. I spent a little bit of time trying to, what is this? Trying to determine how to build PBR for a sign I'm building, but I'm running low on energy. So I'm going to try a little cheat. I'm going to fly around in a helicopter, have a little bit of fun in the sim, and maybe do it until the next time I look down at my watch. Then, once I feel like I have enough energy, I'll hop out of the sim, or at least switch to Blender, and then we'll see what happens. I built a sign yesterday. I might try to build a different sign or work on some other textures. So right now I know we're in the sim, so I'm going to just pick the Cabri G2, keep the current registration, and we're gonna pick somewhere that I don't normally fly in, but that's still close to, I don't know, some stuff to look at. Trailhead, Campground, South Playhouse Road. I don't know what this is. So we'll set our departure here and we will pull back some time and we'll see what we see. Oh, also let me change my dashboard. Otherwise it's going to say that I'm doing dev without sound. Give me a moment. And that should do it. Oof, man, the way I feel, I might not even make it back to Blender tonight. Well, the things we choose, right? Sometimes you have to be bold and you have to really go for it. So, let's see what we see. These are usually landmarks that I don't spend time looking at in the sim, and I just fly past at like 30,000 feet, usually higher, on my way to a regional or major destination. So I'm kind of trying to change that. Oh, interesting. Let me change the time real quick. Wow, why did it flip back to like midnight? There we go. Probably because my Joy-Con was actually also controlling that. There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. I am somewhere in, I think, South Dakota. Oh, look, there's Mount Rushmore. Iron Mountain Road. Hmm. Wait a minute. I know the presidents are over this hill, but let me turn around. I want to see if there's a vault around here somewhere. Right, pull it around. Where's the road? Wait, lost track of the road. But I can rotate easily enough. All right, stand by. All right, here's the road. There's a TV show special, I think, about a company called Iron Mountain that has these vaults where you can store stuff. Hey, MSEP, hello, my friend. Good to see you. I'm in a helicopter. Let's go look at Mount Rushmore. There we go. I am tired, but I'm trying to motivate myself to go do some blender work. And I figure what better way to get my energy up than by flying in a sim. Let's go see what we see. You arrived in Bordeaux. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Hey, MSEP, if you take pictures of the Asobo buildings in MSFS and send them to me, I might try rendering them in the sim. Do I need to ask them something? Um, I don't know. It's a good question. Um, I don't know the first thing that I would ask them because I have some good stuff already. Too many questions to ask. Hire the Digi driver. There we go. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Here we go. Mount Rushmore. Hello, Iowa Scotsman. Good to see you, friend. I'm just messing around with Microsoft Flight Simulator, doing some things I typically don't do as an airliner pilot. All right, cut the forward motion. This is tricky. Oh, wait, I lost too much collective. But there we are, folks. An up close and personal shot. It's pretty dope.
Final approach checklist complete.
Thank you for the sub, Studio Canuck, and congratulations on getting your username back. Studio Canuck, one of my great friends in Twitch, and a very industrious flight sim streamer. Go pay him a follow if you have not done so already. Have I flown the helicopter before? I used to fly helicopters in FS 2004 and FSX. I stopped flying them for a while and I focused more on GA, well, not GA, but airline flights. When the Bell 407 and the Cabri came out, I flew them a little bit, and then I've kind of been flying them a bit more and more to just kind of like ice the brain a bit, which is great. But Canuck, if in case you missed it, MSEP said he might go take pictures of the Asobo buildings, and I said if you do, let me know, and I can try to render them in the sim as scenery. And he asked if I had questions to ask Asobo. I said I don't know. I wouldn't even know the first place to start. So MSEP MSEP suggested having them hire me for scenery development. I don't know. Can you land up here? I don't know. Let me swing around. I can still make out the top of this thing. Can I land here is the question. Ooh, I'd be in such trouble with the FAA right now. Let's see. All right, now hold it in place gently. Come on. I don't know. This doesn't seem solid. Oh, what? What? It's not fully solid, but here I am. Yup, I made it. That's dope. Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. All right. That was pretty neat. I wasn't expecting being able to do that. Now, wow, this place is so varied in terms of terrain. That's awesome. All right, where to next? I wonder. I think there are some folks over at Rapid City. Let me see. Let me just slew over there. Wait, what's this? Ooh, Crazy Horse Memorial. Let's go find out. I'm like 8,000 feet in the air. I'm practically auto-rotating this thing. I like how you can hear the rotors kicking in when you feed in more collective. Wow, I've never been here before. Right, cut the collective. All right, gentle. My RPMs are a little low. Let's set this thing down. Any build sale. Interesting. All right, now, can I set it down next to this building? Or will my rotors hit? Gently. Gotta be patient with this bird. Come on. Bring it in, fella. I felt that just now. There we go. Wow. Yeah. A little bit to the side, but we got it. But what is this place? Oh, there we are. Look at this. Wow. That's incredible. Not bad. Okay. Let me, you know what? Let me go back to the main menu. I've got a little bit of energy now. Let's put it to good use. Let's put Digi to work. Okay, so let's go. What do I want to do? I want to go visit Plymouth. Okay, I can tell this is not the my scenery because there are fewer parking spots. Let's put multiplayer traffic off for now, and I'll just pick any plane because we're going to focus on scenery dev for a little bit. Just want to get some ambient sound. And we will pull up the Robin DR400. Okay, so we are at the default airport. I'm going to go ahead and load in the Plymouth scenery. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into Blender and leave the ambient music or ambient sounds up so that we have a little bit of background noise while we dev. Oof. Eventually, I would like to replace this large beacon with a custom beacon, which is like less than half the size of that. I have added a couple of more custom buildings to the scenery on top of the stuff that's already here. But it's kind of hard to tell with the kind of like editing boxes in the way, so I'll toggle the edit modes for now. And yeah, I've been working on Plymouth Municipal Airport for the past, I think, 8 months, 7 or 8 months, and I have done some groundwork, some parking spaces. I'm going to flesh out some spaces here in more detail and work on my ground placement. And eventually, I want to release scenery where I make as much custom stuff as possible. Because this is cool, but I'm still using default fence. And you can do that because basically fair use. I'm not selling the fence with my scenery, it's just a part of the sim. I have fence up around the airport perimeter with signs and even a call box, which I do plan on remaking based on my good friend Eric Flight that got pictures of an actual call box for me. So we might either do that on tonight's stream or we might do that a little bit later in the week. And I do have some custom signs that I built myself. This is just based on me using text and graphics inside of Blender. This is not a texture map, although I might replace it with a texture map eventually. And an interior, a base hanger with an interior, which I'm not gonna like have opening and closing doors. I'm just gonna leave this way, mostly. Hanger slash storage, and then you have these hangar buildings. I might repaint them in blue or I might remake them in general. I don't know for a fact what I want to do yet, but I'm probably going to redesign them a little bit. I don't necessarily want to start from scratch, but these are blue in real life, and I want to add maybe just a touch more detail. These are static aircraft. I'm probably going to remove them by the time release comes around, and you'll be able to start probably from within one of those hangars if you wanted to. I might also repaint this yellow, white line yellow, and then I need to replace some more of the stock buildings. And I do have some photos to go off of, but this big building, for example, is probably not going to be that big IRL. I have some videos to watch to see what I'm going to place there. We do have, I think, Medlift and Massachusetts State Police helipads for helicopters. And you can spawn in at those locations. And then you have some more parking spaces, some more buildings, and I have, of course, done loads of manual work on the backing lines for these taxiways, which reminds me, actually, I might take some time while I'm here to get rid of some of these painted lines because the hangars, the runways actually don't showcase these in real life. I don't know if I'm going to worry about that too much right now. I'm sure that when I open this up for beta testing, my testers, a couple of which actually have on the ground experience here, will tell me what should go and what should stay. I will probably wind up remaking these into something more custom because I don't like not having something on the other side of the taxiway sign. So I'm probably going to wind up making these myself. It's just that it's going to take a while to make them. But I have decided that my philosophy for this airport is going to be it's done when it's done. Because I want this airport to look nice. I want this to be a big thank you to everybody that flies out of here in real life. And I want this place to look good. And I want to get better at what I'm doing. So, also, I think I need to change or redo some of the taxiways because I think I'm not sure, but I think that this has since changed to be straighter IRL. I don't know. I might keep it this way for now, or I might decide to make it all straight and add textures or get updated ortho imagery. I'm not sure how I want this to work right now. And believe it or not, this is kind of actually the way the taxiway line goes. So I'm not sure how this works. I'll probably keep that there for now. But of course, I do have better poppy light placement, and I have uh, textures that mimic the way the textures are supposed to look on this runway. Although this pattern seems a little weird. I'm not worried about it per se, but I'll keep my eye on it, see if I can fix that somehow. Otherwise, one other big thing about this airport that you won't notice, or that I'm sorry, that you won't see in the default version, I did wind up extending the taxiway. This is where the taxiway normally ends, and this is the taxiway all the way out to the top. And then you can basically go in or cross, etc. So, there you go. There are a bunch of default buildings here, which I'm probably going to wind up replacing. And the groundwork is about 2/3 to 85% of the way there, but there's a little bit more to do before this is actually done, or at least before it goes to version 1.0. I still want to create the custom terminal, and I might actually show you guys a little bit of the progress on that so far, but let's get to work. I'm not worried about these today. I might put a bunch of default items in here and make this look like a garage or a repair shop for service vehicles. Kind of like this one too, but I need to figure out what those look like in real life. This is just my closest guess. And this is going to be a custom building too. This is the Yankee Aviation building. And then really, I really want to get rid of the default buildings here too, so it really looks the part. Plus, there are also buildings that I can render here just outside the airport. Maybe this parking lot too, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. So somewhere back here, I think there's supposed to be a kind of welcome to Plymouth sign. So I might put one there. And then the entrances, the various entrances to this airport have signs by them. So I'm probably going to start rendering those. What do I want to work on tonight? I'm not sure. But I am going to increase the volume of my headset, and I'm going to see what I can do with Blender right now. Let me know if you folks cannot hear the ambient noise, and I'll try to increase the sim volume accordingly. Matter of fact, let me just adjust that right now. Okay, you guys should probably be able to hear it well now. Okay, so welcome back to Scenery Dev for Plymouth. I recently started working on a Welcome to Plymouth sign. Which in theory should be ready to include in the sim immediately. So let's try this. I'm going to double check it really fast. It's a good thing I did because it seems to be invisible on the back. We'll take back face culling out. And I might extrude the face a little bit. And essentially, what I'm going to do with this side is make it plain, like dark. And we'll do like sign backing. And we'll pick the base color as a darker shade. "100% rough." And that should do it. I should be able to assign it to that face. There we go. Now you have a welcome to Plymouth site on one side and you have gray space on the other. That's good. I'm going to save this as my latest revision, or my first. And I should now be able to export this. And if I do it the right way, you guys should be able to see it immediately in the sim. But I need to time myself just right. So, give me a bit. Okay, so I have to go and grab my textures for the object because they're going to go inside the texture folder, and then I can export it. Okay, there we go. I got the textures. I should be able to build it now. Just exported it. All right, here we go. Now, I'm going to take the folder, the folders that I generated, and I'm going to look for a temp folder, and I'm going to put my folders in here. My textures in a separate folder, and I'm going to get rid of everything that doesn't belong. Blend files have to go. And we'll keep GLTF, bin, and XML files. I have to get rid of PNG files inside that folder for the actual asset because those cannot be used to build the product. But I can take the textures and I can include them in everything else for the object. And now I should be able to copy and paste that into my Plymouth folder. And the sim should not complain. Let me double check. I'm going to clear my error queue. And now I should be able to copy straight from temp into my project folder, into my model lib. And it said that there's one error. Reloading is not implemented for PNG. And that's fine. At least I think it is. I hope it is. I'm going to build, and now hopefully we'll see it in the sim. Okay, now we've got 17 errors. Interesting. XML parse error, compilation errors detected. So, I wonder if I missed something. I'm going to try it again. It's probably going to fail again, but we'll see. Yeah, yeah, we still have issues. There's something going on that's preventing me from being able to build it immediately. It might be as simple as me exiting the sim and coming back, but let me try exporting it again. All right, I'm going to double check the object that I made before. So the object actually renders, so that's fine. But for some reason it does not want to render in the sim. This might be a classic case of exit the sim, build the scenery outside the sim, and come back. But it was complaining about GLTF data not being correct, so I'm going to check something with regards to the supports to make sure they're built the way they're supposed to be. And for the sake of argument, I might get rid of the additional detail. And then that might clear up some confusion. That might have been the problem. Let me save a new revision and try again. We're going to try it. Oh, okay. It also could have been the fact that the GLTF file was not right. Okay. All right. That's done. I'm going to go back to my temp folder and we're going to try this. Where is my stuff anyway? There it is. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Just to make sure that everything's on the up and up, I'm going to get rid of my GLTF, bin, and XML files and re-render. I want those to be fresh. They gotta be. def bin xml. Actually, I'm just going to copy the whole folder. That should probably clear up the confusion. Blend, Blender, PNG. Go, done. Textures in the same folder. The files are where they're supposed to be. Let's try this again. That might explain the problem we had before. Let's try it again. Okay. Cleared my errors. Let's rebuild. Okay, only 3 errors this time. Output path does not exist. Town sign PNG DDS JSON. Ooh, wow, that's confusing. Try one more thing. Two-Face Disc, hello my friend. Good to see you. Glad to have you aboard. Folks, Two-Face Disc has been a long-time supporter of the community and is also a streamer himself. Feel free to pay Two-Face Disc a visit, a follow, etc. Good friend of the stream. We are trying to fix some issues with rendering a sign. So, why would you be giving me trouble with export? I don't know. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to jump out of the sim real fast, and we are going to try rendering it outside the sim first, because I want to make sure it works. Alright, so it's going to get quiet for a little bit. Not too long, but hold on. And I'm going to take advantage of the break to do a little bit of renaming. And save, and we're going to export again. And now I'm going to go back to the asset folder, and we're going to do it differently. We're going to render it first before we go into the sim. This usually tends to work more easily. Usually. I could be wrong. So we'll get rid of the Blender files. Move the texture files out. Paste them in again. Skip. And now that we have these files, I feel more confident about going and building these by hand. I have to build these by hand outside the sim in order to avoid situations like what we ran into just now, where we ran into rendering problems. But I'm also going to see whether or not we still have rendering issues in the FS package tool executable, which is running right now. Okay, looks like we still had an issue. Thank you, Pure Luck. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard, my friend. And of course, folks, if you haven't already done so, please visit my friend Pure Luck, one of the great friends of the stream and a fellow flight sim streamer himself, putting out the content on a regular basis. If you haven't already done so, feel free to go ahead and visit Pure Luck today. So the output path does not exist. I have no clue why it does not. That is an issue because that's starting to really confuse me. It's pointing to DDS and DDS.json files which don't exist. Oh, you got it, friend. You got it. Have a great night. Take care. Hope you had a great stream, friend. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why the builds are failing, but I'm gonna do myself a favor. I'm going to I'm going to get rid of the folder for now. And I'm also going to order my textures by date. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, this is really bizarre. I'm wondering why this isn't actually working, but let me try a few more things. If something still falls through, I believe I backed up the sign yesterday, so I might have to blow away what I'm working on right now and start over, but I'd prefer to avoid doing that if at all possible. It's talking about textures that are missing, so I don't know why, but I'm going to get rid of the actual folder and I'll try it again. I'm using pebbled asphalt and something called town sign. The town sign should be 1024 by 1024, and I believe it is. It does have to be square, that much is true. I don't get it. But tell you what, I will remove the sign, remove the sign texture and re-add it. All right. Let's save this as revision 3. And we're going to try to export it one more time. I'm sorry for the silence, folks. Just want to make sure that this actually gets rendered. Extensions, animation, geometry. Include selected objects. We have welcome sign XML. APYM town welcome sign XML. So that should be good. We're going to generate a GUID, and the textures are going to be in the texture folder. All right, I'm going to get rid of the GLTF, bin, and XML files again. And we're going to copy the textures over to the texture folder again. And hopefully get it right this time. Okay, just rendered. I'm going to double check my 3D model. The 3D model looks good. Looks like it's supposed to. I'm going to take these files and I'm going to put them in a KPYM Town Welcome Sign folder, which is usually what I do. I create the folder and then move textures into it. KPYM Town Welcome Sign. That seems simple enough. KPYM Town Welcome Sign. Okay. The LTF file is there, bin file is there, Blender files can go away. Blender files are gone. Textures can go away. Or they can be moved into the texture folder. Textures are there. That should be everything at this point. Should be. And I just have to, yeah, I think we're good. All right, I'm going to try one more time. If it doesn't work, I might move on to something else, or I might go for a little extra time. Mustafa, good evening. God bless you and your family, my brother. Hopefully you're very well. I am messing around with scenery development in MSFS, and I'm trying to render something right now, but I seem to be running into some trouble with the textures. If I keep running into problems, I'm probably going to just skip it and fly around a little more in a helicopter and then call it a night. But it keeps saying the output path does not exist. So before I throw in the towel, let me just go look online for an answer. There's got to be an answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at it really quickly. So FS package tool output path does not exist. I'm hoping there's an answer that I can look up. So output path does not exist. So had to remove the, what did they say? Had to remove the material libs asset from the project XML. I didn't use the asset, so it was missing. That's a very old error. Wow. Really? Okay, output path does not exist. Yeah, that's weird. So the first fix said I had to remove it from material libs library. Okay, I think I had to take a look at the XML file used by the project. So where is it? I'm gonna see if I can find it. I don't see a material libs folder. Let me see if I can find something else. I know it's a little bit off-putting because you don't see me doing anything, but I'm trying to find stuff. There is also, I think, excuse me, there are also some folders which are temp folders, but before I go into those temp folders and remove them, I want to take a look and see if I can find material libs anywhere. Material libs. I don't see it. So let me do this. I'm going to take a look at the model library and see if I can pick apart the XML file for it. Okay, the XML just has a GUID, which is basically a individual identity for the project. So I can't fix that. I need to see what else I can do. Is it the textures? Town sign. Bitmap converted. Output path does not exist. It seems to be having trouble with the custom texture that I created for the sign. Why would that happen? Hmm. That seems bizarre. But it is just that texture. So let's just do a ridiculous test. Let's just get rid of that for now, save it, and export it. If I can export it this way without that texture, then that means there's a problem with the texture that I tried creating, and that means I need to pick a different texture for now and try it again. So try it again. Render files are out, and I'm going to get rid of the town sign for now. And we'll get rid of that town sign texture for now. And hopefully that will allow me to render it. So let's give this a shot. All right, it's rendering now. Yeah, it's the texture. There's something wrong with the texture. Something is not working the way it's supposed to. Which makes me wonder if I saved it incorrectly or if there's some kind of an issue. So, what is Digi to do? You know what? Digi is going to try something different. Instead of using a texture map, I'm going to draw the sign by hand, which means I'm going to find the picture of the sign that I have from a friend, and we're going to render it in the sim and create a facsimile. So for tonight, I'm going to skip some of the things that I usually do to try to make the textures, the sign realistic. And we're just going to we're just going to make it visible. So we're going to create sign text, and we're going to create 3 lines. One very large one and 2 small ones. So first thing we want to do is rotate it. Next thing we want to do is position it. Next thing we want to do is actually create the word. That will be Plymouth. And then we're going to want to scale it so it fits. Seems a bit big. It seems like it's more than like 30-ish%. But I also want this thing to take up space. There's still a lot that I have to learn about doing this, so okay, let's do 0.0005, which means it's just out in front. And I'm going to pick a different font if I can find one. Unfortunately, I have to guess. Fortunately, because I have paint.net, I can kind of gauge the texture that I want to use. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I need something kind of old-timey, which means I'm going to go through my list of textures. Fair warning, it's not going to be the same. It's going to look different. But I want to get as close to it as possible, as quickly as possible. And now, I think I found it. And what was the problem that I had with the other texture? Was it that it just wasn't colored? Let me try one last thing. I'm going to open up the down texture that I had, and I'm just going to fill in the rest of it. Oh, wait a minute. I know exactly what I'm doing wrong with this. This actually isn't This actually isn't 1024 by 1024. No wonder I had problems rendering the sign. Clunk. Could have had a VA digi. Okay, so let's make the canvas size. Why did the canvas size mutate is my question. Okay. All right, folks, stand by, and I'm so sorry that I actually borked this up. I'm going to resize my canvas, and I'm going to resize or refit the texture back onto the object. That's going to take a lot less time than me actually trying to, uh, you know, like create it from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to create a 1K sign. And that should probably fix my problem, at least in part. We'll see though. Yeah, so the PNG texture is set. Now I can try it again. Okay, I couldn't undo the text fully, but now we're going to try it again. Here's the front, here is the rear, and we can try it again. We'll take the 1K texture this time, and hopefully this fixes the problem. And I'm going to take that 1K texture now, get rid of the other one. I don't know why the town sign was so borked, but now I do. And now I can take these textures and put them in my texture folder for my rendering. And again, I'm sorry that it's taken this long. But now I can also get rid of my gltf bin xml files, re-render, export again. We have a gltf again, and it looks good. We'll take these files, go into the asset folder, paste them, and blend Blender, get the textures, move them out, texture, and then drop them in. Town sign 1K 1024 by 1024. When you are adding custom texture maps to an object that's going to be used in MSFS, they have to be square, and I think they have to be multipliable by 4 in terms of resolution. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. That's what was missing. Okay, great. Now we should be able to put that down in the sim. So folks, let's go back into MSFS. This is fun. Now that I know more about what I'm doing. Here we go. So thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for coming out to hang out with me for a bit for some scenery death and flying. I'm probably going to put the sign down and do another helicopter flight. And apologies in advance, it is on an NVMe drive, but it does still take a while to load. So, sorry about that. think we're almost done. There we go. Let's load it. Okay. I will pick the Robin. We'll go to Plymouth again. Any section is fine. And that should do it. Okay, so again, we're going to give it a shot. Put a sign down, and as long as it looks good, I'm happy. And again, this is the default airport, so we're going to load the project in. So I was actually able to deposit it live in the sim without exiting the program. It's just that my texture was wrong. So let's go find where it should go. Oh, by the way, if you find yourself, you know, you need some coffee, I got you. Had to do that. Okay, so it's the angled buildings, and the sign goes here, right there, in front of the trees and the signpost. So we're going to go into scenery. Plymouth. Welcome sign. Add. Ta-da! So much fun. Um, a touch wider than it needed to be, but at the same time, it's about right for height. Maybe a little bit bigger than it needed to be, but at the same time, it's visible. There's also a kind of like intersection or road sign, but there's no road here, is there? Well, there's a development, I guess, but it's back there. But there we go. That is how you render an object and place it in MSFS. Yeah. The sign looks a little faded. That's okay. And this could probably be a different material per se, but that's also fine. At least I think it's fine. And that's okay. All right. This is what we'll do. I'm going to see if I can find that construction power generator. Where is that? It's an asset outside the airport. Oh, it's way out there. Ah, I went a little far outside and I decided I wanted to add some more assets like a little solar farm complete with solar panels. And since this is an asset outside the airport, I'm going to probably build a subfolder to contain it. And bam. So we will take the sign and we will move it into a new folder. We will move that folder into Assets Outside Airport, and there's the sign. Also, we can do the same thing with the car. And make a subgroup. And we're gonna have more signs out here. So I'm gonna make a new folder called signs. And that sign's gonna be in there. And we'll put these in a new place. I think we're gonna call it a solar farm, because that's what it is. Yeah, they're both over there. Let's go ahead and create a new group called solar farm. And we can move the solar panels into the solar farm. And what else am I missing? I'm not sure, but it's a good start. Oh, yes. I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup work, and then we're going to go for a little flight in the Whirlybird again. I'm thinking I'm going to fly in New York City. So we're going to take the green building and move it into, not there, but probably Northwest Assets. Northwest Ramp Assets. Or West Ramp non-hangar assets. And what can we do? Did I put this in a... Did I put you in a custom directory? I don't know. Oh, okay. So we're going to create a Alpha 1 flight school group. And the hangar's going to go in it. The sofa's going to go in it. The coffee maker and the coffee table are going to go in it, as well as the mug. Right there. And then, which building sign is that? Ah, okay. All right. So the long hanger is actually in the polygons group for some reason. We're going to fix that. And then we're going to move the security gate keypad into Assets Outside Airport and the building sign into West Hangar Assets. I could probably just put it in airport signs. And now we're cleaned up. Now, oh, that's right, because there were two sofas. Duh. Now this is a lot prettier. Put that down. And there we go. I can clean up more of that later, but now at least I can handle this much more nicely. We have a sign that we just finished adding, and I cleaned up a little bit of the work, and that's it. I am so sorry that I couldn't figure this out faster and render another sign for you guys for tonight, but I'm very happy that we were able to figure out the problem which was causing me trouble. I'm going to re-render this, make sure I make a backup copy of it tonight, and before we go, we'll go flying. And that number 0 makes me very happy because it means no errors happen as a result of me rendering the scenery, which is wonderful. So, let's have some fun. If we might. There we go. Actually, I hope I didn't just lose my progress because I exported the scenery, but I don't remember saving it. Let me try it. My apologies, folks. I just want to make sure everything's okay. And this is kind of like a soft preview of my scenery that's loading now. And this is actually a genuine parking spot at the airport. But I reloaded because I wanted to actually see whether or not my preferences got saved. Okay. I think they did because everything's neatly ordered. I think they did. Bop. Okay, those are my couches. Low polygons for now. That's my coffee mug and my coffee maker. And we're gonna go see the sign again. The sign is there. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, now I can quit. Nothing to save, nothing to build. Now let's go flying. Alright. We're not going to go back to Massachusetts for tonight. We're going to go to New York City. And we're going to fly I think the Bell Jet Ranger. Do I want the Jet Ranger or do I want the Cabri? I don't know. The Jet Ranger is cool, but it's touchy. You'll see what I mean. We'll do we'll do blue-gray. I have photogrammetry on, so we should be able to see buildings really well, or more realistically. Okay, with the Jet Ranger, you really want to finesse the helicopter. You don't want to yank it around all over the place. You want to think about your movements. Take your time. All right. We're somewhere between, I think, like Industry City and Flatbush. We're over the BQE. Let me try something. I want to land on that helipad. All right, let's start a slow approach. We'll see if we can actually land on the pier. I'm not necessarily trying to land on the H. Gentle, gentle. Like, I almost want the helicopter to just pull me in a little bit. A little bit less collective. Ever so gently. There is ground effect. Slowly. Almost down. There we go. Wow. That ain't bad. Okay, so takeoff is kind of the same thing in reverse. Like gentle collective input. And then just let yourself pull back a little bit. Slowly add collective, slowly pull the nose back. Reverse helicopter flight is super complicated, but we're just kind of backing up from the helipad just to get a little bit of space. And then we can put the nose down. Slowly rotate. And then we can get going. And a little East River tour for you. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. An amazing piece of architecture. Actually has a people walkway in between both lanes of traffic, elevated above the traffic. The Manhattan Bridge is next. This highway has a subway line that runs across it. So the traffic is actually on the elevated portions, and the train, the subway, actually goes between them. So right there, where it looks like it's a road, is actually a subway line. Easy. There we go. Then you have Tribeca, I think, to your left. This is the Williamsburg Bridge. And over there, I think, is the Bowery and Soho. And we want to get a little bit of speed because we have to cover a lot of ground to get to the next bridge, which is the Queensboro Bridge. I want to be deliberate with my cyclic movements because I don't want to jerk this helicopter around too much. Like I said, it's sensitive. But up on Midtown on our left. this small looking blue building right in front of my nose, and my instrument stack is United Nations. And then right here we have the Queensboro Bridge, which is kind of like a wall because of the way that the photogrammetry rendered the bridge, but it's okay. And Roosevelt Island is underneath it. I believe those are just like residential communities and apartments. Then of course you have some iconic buildings in Manhattan. Somewhere back there is like the Empire State Building, and over there you have Central Park.
Brace yourself.
Whoa, who is this? Chill May is coming in with 14 viewers. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Good to see you, friend. We are flying in MSFS in the Bell 407. Having a good time in New York City. So now we are in the in Manhattan in New York City, going up towards the Upper Side or Uptown, and this is Central Park, one of the biggest purpose-built park areas inside of a city, probably in the entire U.S. Like, I know you have, bigger national parks and stuff, but this is
How are you? I'm doing good.
this is actually like dedicated open space that has some like museums and stuff. This is the biggest I've seen in any major U.S. city.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Oh, hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear me very well right now. Let me adjust my volume. I think the sim volume might be a bit very high as well, but there's a reason why I'm doing that. It's literally because it's like almost 2 a.m. where I am, so I'd like to keep things down for Mrs. Digi, who is sleeping. But thanks for letting me know. So I think you guys should be able to hear me better, but I hope I didn't cut the volume too much. Let me swim back around, go back to Midtown Manhattan. Somewhere underneath me is Broadway, and Broadway kind of cuts into the middle of Manhattan, but again, you have Central Park on your left. Let's go back there. And you might not know this about Central like a Midtown Manhattan, but there used to be a building in Manhattan that had a helipad on top of it. And I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be the MetLife building. And you used to be able to take helicopters up to the top of it and land there. But there was an accident, I think, in the very late 80s that basically forced them to stop using that as an active helipad. And I'm not sure if that was because of how strong the winds were that day, but they weren't able to use it as a helipad anymore. Okay, So it's one of these buildings, and it's probably that one over there. Probably. Oh no, wait. Oh, there it is. There it is. Over here. Yeah, there's the MetLife building. As I get closer, you'll notice there is no helipad on top of it, or there isn't one. You could theoretically put one there if you really wanted to, but that building actually used to have a helipad and it doesn't anymore. So there we go. Chill Maze and Dino Rally 717, thanks for following. See how there's like just the ceiling there, nothing else? I mean, it's flat enough for me to actually put it down. I could probably try. I could probably do it, but it might not be easy. Let's give it a shot. I'm kind of coming in sideways, but we'll see whether or not it actually lets me put anything on the surface. It should, since it's photogrammetry, so technically it's terrain, but there was a helipad here and it's not there anymore. All right, just gotta go gentle. Wow, that's dope. Congratulations, DIGI. You just earned yourself like what, a $15,000 fine from the FAA? Nice. Well, yeah. Yeah, essentially where the helicopter is, right here, there used to be a helipad, or here, but basically there was a helicopter accident, and I don't think anybody died, but it basically just invalidated the MetLife building, or the what is I think it was like the Pan Am building or something, as a helipad, and I don't think there are any helipads anywhere else in here except maybe at Mount Sinai Hospital. Is there one there? No. I don't think I see any other helipads at all. Let me check. Is that one? No, that's just a roof. So yeah, it's not easy to land here. But there we go. Now we're going to switch back into the Cabri and we're going to just go fly somewhere else real quick. Should be around here. There we go. Much smaller chopper, much more forgiving. This thing is fun to fly. Fun to fly. And now we're looking at basically Times Square. And now we're looking at the Empire State Building and One World Trade. New York no longer holds the record for the tallest buildings in the world, but at one time, I think it did. And again, this isn't something I usually do. I usually fly airliners or go places really fast, so this is a change of pace. It's kind of fun for me. But let's go ahead and put it down and shut off for today. There's a greenway somewhere around here. Yeah, right above me. There's like a walkway that used to be a train line. This is the West Side Highway. And this is a driving range for golf. We'll cut through the jungle here below. Over to your left, you're going to find the, I think the World Trade Center Museum. Or no, it's up here. Right over there are the reflecting pools where the World Trade Towers were. And here we are, kind of back where we started. Battery Park. Put the helicopter down like here, if we can. Nose forward a little bit. Just a little bit. Gentle. There we go. And this is Battery Park. Wall Street is somewhere around here. And that's Brooklyn, Governor's Island, and the Statue of Liberty. Oh, come on. Come on, Digi. Don't tell me you're going to do a helicopter flight and not fly there. Got some boat traffic. All right. There she is. Can I get closer? Theoretically, yes. There you go.
All right.
We'll park it here for tonight, folks.
There we go.
Maybe a slight rotation to the left. There we go. God bless you as well, Iowa Scotsman. I am going to cut the engines and power down for the night myself. That was fun. Folks, it's 2 a.m. for me. Time for me to go to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed that flight tonight and enjoyed watching me do a little bit of scenery dev. I will probably be doing some more scenery development this week with my microphone turned off, provided I have enough time and plan it well. And otherwise, I will probably do a little bit more helicopter flying either off stream, or if I do fly on stream, it'll be maybe in the UK or in Japan or in Alaska. But I haven't decided yet. I just know I've been having fun flying helicopters around, and it's pretty neat. Let's see if the blade stops spinning. I think everything's off that needs to be off. I think. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Yeah, fuel's off. Now open the door. that'll do it for me, folks. Have a great rest of your night, or morning, or afternoon. And we'll see you. Should we rate somebody? I'm not sure if anybody's actually up that I know, but we can actually say something or drop you guys off. Let's see. Let's see who's on right now. Oh, um, you want to know what? Let me actually say hi to somebody that I don't normally spend a lot of time talking to. Oh no, wait. I think they're done. So they're out. Well, only real option for me is going to be New Skies. So, stick around for the raid, folks. If you want some airliner flights, New Skies is your man. Until next time, folks, take care. Have a great rest of your night. And we'll see you. God bless you. And may the Lord bless your week ahead. Take care.